Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Wednesday. All right, guys. Well, we have a lot to discuss because Lindsay Hubbard is not taking no from anyone. And I love it. Love me some Lindsay Hubbard. By the way, she looked absolutely phenomenal at BravoCon. She looked phenomenal at the last BravoCon. And I mean, she always looks really, really good, to be honest with you. Even when she was pregnant, she looked really good, which usually pregnant women always do look great anyways, because it's always like that glow. But I'm just saying she looks phenomenal. Please do not dissect this. Anyways, she is laying into another reality TV star who said some pretty salacious comments. We're going to break it all down. Smash the like button. If you guys are not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And welcome back to Up and Adam Channel 2. Let's just shut up. Okay, guys, so it all stemmed from Johnny Bananas sharing this.
Lindsay and I knew Lindsay before she ever did reality TV. I knew Lindsay when she was still doing, she was a publicist back and they used to do PR, and she actually I worked with her. And then we kind of lost touch. We went, kind of our own direction. I got into a relationship, and then I saw that she ended up becoming a cast member on Summer House. She was always a great time, dude. So yeah, things went sideways with her and Carl, and we kind of reconnected and rekindled.
Is it still ongoing, or where does it like? Is there?
Let's just say this. Let's just say this. The timeline of when the rekindling took place, and again, the only reason that I'm saying this because it's out there in the press. We got paparazzi somewhere in like the West Village, but the timeline made it real scary for me when a few months later it's like, oh yeah, Lindsay Hubbard is pregnant. I'd like really go back.
Wow.
Oh damn.
Because the timeline
were you waiting for your phone to ring?
Oh man, yeah. Lindsay and I.
Okay. I mean, listen, that is definitely a little disrespectful to her pregnancy, but okay. On December 3rd, yep, that was just today, there was an article that was published where Lindsay did fire back at Johnny Bananas after he suggested on the podcast that there was a possibility that he could have fathered her baby. Okay. Obviously, we saw where he said that they reconnected, but in response, she denied that her and Johnny ever hooked up. She said, "Dear Johnny," hold on, here it is. "In case you never had the birds and the bees talk, you actually have to have sex to get pregnant. And last I checked, we never hooked up. Get your relevancy from someone else. And let me be clear, my baby is way too cute to be a bananas baby." Okay. Clearly, she feels like Johnny's remarks were an attempt to use her or her baby for relevance or publicity, not an actual factual claim. And the story surfaced publicly, but even though Johnny's comments referenced reconnection after their 2023 breakup, clearly it just seems like she's like, "No, moron, this shit did not happen." And I love when somebody does a good clap back. I feel like that's my jam. Anyways, Lindsay, don't worry. Like she said, my baby is too cute to be a bananas baby. Can you imagine Lindsay Bananas? Well, I don't even think that's his real name. Anyways, moving on. So I also wanted to talk about Ciara Miller from Summer House, since we are on the Summer House page. She publicly defended her friend Vanita Aspen, who is also a cast member on Southern Charm, after tensions came out of the show's 11th season. Now, the firestorm was sparked by a TikTok user and a fan who criticized how Southern Charm cast, how they treated Vanita, suggesting that she had been frozen out after taking the side of Paige DeSorbo and following Paige's split with Craig Conover. So the commenter suspected that Vanita was being pushed out. And I can kind of see what they're saying. Like, I feel like that seems pretty, spot on. But just in case, here, let me play a clip. If you guys don't know this commenter,
Charm video, some people seemed surprised or confused by me saying that I think Vanita is one of the only likable cast members on the show, so let's dive deeper into my thoughts on her. Vanita definitely crashed out a bit last season. I don't think that was a good season for her. I think she was acting out of character and in a way that was confusing to me and a lot of the audience. But I never saw her behavior last season and was like, I'm done with her. I saw her behavior last season and was like, Vanita, you are too pretty and cool to be acting like this. And something I've talked about before is that I think the Bravo audience has a tendency to treat every new season as a fresh start for the male cast members, while the women are still forced to answer for their behavior from years ago. I always think about season 8 of Summer House. Kyle Cook has his meltdown about Amanda wanting to do things outside of Loverboy. He calls her a fucking bitch. He's slamming doors and throwing things. And by season 9, the entire audience had forgotten about that and was acting like he was this evolved, grown man.
Go on, Josh.
Coming home slightly earlier than usual. Meanwhile, somebody like Hannah Berner had one crash out season, and that was the end. She was gone, and she was completely irredeemable in the eyes of a lot of the audience and apparently the network. So I try to give grace to the women on this network, since most of the audience doesn't. I'm also always going to give grace to a Black woman who is trying to succeed on a show that has the gender and racial dynamics of a 1950s sitcom. So I give grace to Vanita. Before last season, I always loved her, and it feels like this season she is back to normal, so I think we can forgive her for having one out-of-character season. And in terms of what we have seen from Vanita this season, I am on her side in all of the conflicts that she has had so far. I love that she is clocking the fact that Sally is not being a girl's girl and is not being a good friend. And with the Craig stuff, yes, Craig's allowed to feel some type of way that Vanita publicly took Paige's side in the breakup, but I don't remember Craig ever acting like he has had any interest in being friends with Vanita the entire time she has been on the show. And I think the part of the Craig stuff that's not being said out loud is that him going on Watch What Happens Live and saying that he will not be associated with Vanita anymore was right around the time that casting was being figured out for this current season. I have no inside information here, but a lot of the time with reality.
Okay. So, yeah, no, I think that he makes a lot of great points, honestly. And Ciara called out the fact that, you know, she's the only Black girl on a predominantly white cast in the South, and it comes with an unfair double standard. And she accused the cast of expecting Vanita to be submissive to their opinions in the limelight. And she said if a main cast member refuses to film with another, that's code for trying to push them out. She even went further as to like call out the systematic issues that she's seen in how Black women are treated on Bravo shows. She said Black women are held to insanely high standards. They get less grace, and they're expected to always be the bigger person. Meanwhile, white castmates are allegedly able to get away with diabolical and disgusting behavior and still remain fan favorites without facing half of the backlash. So she claimed that Black cast members, despite talent and presence, have to jump up and down to get noticed, while white cast members are unapologetically elevated. Ciara just came in and said, snap, snap, snap. Shit. I want to hear what you guys think, guys. Pop off in the comment section, please. Okay. Don't forget to hit that like button and get subscribed. Happy holidays.